We're going to do our head-to-head video comparison with all four of our video cameras to compare, see which one produces a better looking image, because the use cases are different, interior versus exterior, on underwater versus above the water. So the camera we're using right now is the iPhone, and the other cameras are this Sony CyberShot, this Canon PowerShot, and the GoPro Hero 3. So we're using the Sony CyberShot here to take pictures of the other three contenders, the iPhone, the Canon, and the GoPro Hero. Alright, this is the Canon PowerShot, which has apparently 31 minutes and 11 seconds of recording time, and has generally a lovely, large, very detailed display, but as with the Sony, you don't really know if you're in focus when you're trying to face it, but it may have really good optics in terms of having a nice lens. But this is the GoPro, and you'll notice that the iPhone is doing the GoPro control mode, because otherwise we really don't know exactly what the GoPro is looking at. And we're using the GoPro with its waterproof case on, so the sound quality is rumored to be pretty bleak when the GoPro has the case on it. We'll do a second set of footage with the case open. Because of the control, we can look at the remote control. So we can kind of assume that we're pretty much in focus, but we really don't have a good idea with this camera. Although I think it produces a pretty good image, because I think it has one of the best lenses. This is the face-front approach, where you sort of stare down the lens and hope you're looking at it reasonably closely if you're shooting yourself talking. Who knows whether or not this will work, but it is a 10 megapixel still camera, so it's probably a better choice than the Sony, which is only a 4.7 megapixel still camera. And the lens, it sticks out. It has a actual zoom as opposed to software zoom, so it's probably a better go-to camera if the video's any good. Alright, this is outdoor footage using the iPhone so that you can see how the iPhone footage looks toward the sun and away from the sun. Of course, the disconcerting part about using the iPhone outdoors is, what if I drop it? Oh my God! This is the Sony CyberShot used outdoors. As with the indoor footage, we have no idea where we're facing. Also, it's limited to just one speed, 640 by 480, 4:3 ratio frames and things like that. So it doesn't produce 1080 or 16 by 9. This is the Canon being used outdoors. It seems to work pretty nicely. It's a little smaller, a little more difficult to hold, but it's also limited to I believe it's limited to 4:3, 640 by 480, and no widescreen 16 by 9, no 1080, nothing like that, because it's an old-ish camera, but it sure is small and easy to use. Alright, this is the GoPro, and I believe we're in widescreen format here. It has a million options in terms of screen resolution and frame rate, and we're going to have to experiment with those in some depth to see what the whole story is with what the different frame rates and screen ratios produce, because there's quite a bit of sophistication going into this, and we haven't even finished reading the owner's manual. The bottom line is that there's no one camera that does everything. The GoPro, while indestructible and waterproof and having a pretty sharp image, has just dreadful sound quality. The Sony has not a great picture and not great sound quality, and is really annoying to import, so it's off the table as a camera. So we're down to the iPhone for images like this, which are quite convenient, and the Canon has a higher resolution camera, 10 megapixel, and the GoPro for action shots.